In the richest city in the richest state of America lays one of the most dangerous gangs of Liberty City. While the Spanish lords would run the east side of the city, the African Americans would run the north side. These areas would be Northwood and North Holland. Starting out as a group of friends from a small neighborhood made up of 8 blocks, committing petty crimes around the city. Until the crime rate started to spike in Liberty City during the early 90s. This small crew would start to sell crack cocaine around North Holland, becoming the North Holland Hustlers. Sporting the colors black, blue, red, and white, mainly in their hip-hop attire. Leader, Dwayne Forge. Born in 1973 in North Holland, Liberty City, he grew up in the Westminster Towers, a spot known for his violence and drug dealing. His father was a pimp/drug dealer who would beat on him and his mother. He would tell Dwayne, expect the worst, then you can only be pleasantly surprised, before beating him and blaming him for his outlook on life. His mother basically raised him single-handedly, and he would think highly of his mother, saying that she tried too hard to please his father. These beatings would get worse, leading to his father breaking a golf club over his mother's back. His father would go on to try to rip off a local dealer, which would leave him dead on his doorstep. Dwayne said he felt nothing when his father was murdered, even saying that he was glad. Growing up, Dwayne always wanted to be a police officer as a child, but due to him being illiterate, the LCPD would look down on him, and being a black cop in the 1980s wasn't really a good look. He would eventually end up homeless and unable to get a job due to his history with education. But from there, Dwayne would reflect only on his marketable skills, stating,
I could add up and I could scare people, so I started selling dope.
Leading to him catching a timely sentence when his fellow gang member, Javon Simpson, would turn his back against the gang. Another gang leader within the organization is Trey Stewart, better known as Playboy X. Trey Stewart was born in 1983 in North Holland, Liberty City. As a child, he was book smart. But when he was 8 or 9, he refrained from the positive work ethic and became very close to the neighborhood. This would spark a relationship between him and Dwayne Forge. Dwayne would go on to treat Stewart like a son and would teach him everything he knows about selling dope. And Dwayne would go on to say that Stewart was always the brightest kid, but he had no street knowledge, so he taught him the rules of the game. When Dwayne would go down for his drug bust, Stewart would become the gang's leader. But before all this, Stewart was just a small-time dealer, robbing people from time to time to get by. He would eventually go on to take over the crack empire and bringing it to new heights. But don't let this hustler fool you. He will kill if needed, even his own. Marlon Bridges. A member of the North Holland Hustlers, he would start to mock his leader and would eventually be targeted by the gang for a violation, which led to him being murdered. Both of the North Holland Hustler gang leaders would eventually be killed by Niko, the same hitman who would be hired to knock off their enemies. But this didn't stop the North Holland gang. They would remain a small-town gang operating locally around the 8 blocks. But instead of making enemies, they would tie flags with the surrounding gangs, because their real enemies were the LCPD. The LCPD would set up multiple gang takedowns on the North Holland Hustlers, would eventually continue to lock them up. But as the gang got smaller on the street numbers, they would grow behind the walls, running the drug trafficking behind the bars and on the street. And if you're looking for them, well, they haven't moved. You can still find them on the 8 blocks. Hey, what's up everyone, it's your boy Los. I'm sorry I haven't posted in a week. My editor, he took some time off for his mental health. I really hope he's good. I'm gonna try to get another video. I'm gonna keep pushing for a week. If I can't do it, I'll just tell y'all, simple as that. But yeah, thank you for supporting me. And yeah, we about to get into some fan fiction, some gang documentaries. So thank you for rocking with me. It's your boy, LS Central, checking out.